I was broke. That is not a fun thing to say. But it was my truth. The date was April 15th, 2025. My bank account was almost empty. I felt stuck. I saw people making money online. I did not know how they did it. It felt like a secret club. I wanted in. I needed a plan. A real plan. Not a get-rich-quick trick. I needed simple steps I could follow. So I made one. It took me 6 months. But I earned my first $10,000 online. This is not a story about luck. This is the story of my exact plan. I call it the stepladder roadmap. It is a slow and steady climb to your goal. This plan works because it is simple. It uses small steps. Each step builds on the one before it. The first step is the most important. You must find one skill you can use to help people. This is your superpower. It does not have to be a big, fancy skill. It just needs to solve a small problem for someone. I already knew how to write short guides. That was my skill. I could take a big topic and make it easy to understand. Your skill could be anything. Maybe you are good at designing logos. Maybe you can edit videos for social media. Maybe you can teach people how to play the guitar. Spend a few days thinking about what you are good at. Ask your friends what they come to you for help with. On Monday, take out a notebook or open a Google Doc. Write down a list of 10 things you know how to do. Do not judge them, just write them down. On Tuesday, circle the top 3 that feel easiest or most fun. On Wednesday, pick just one. This is your focus. Do not try to be good at everything. Be great at one thing. Then, write one simple sentence that explains how your skill helps people. My sentence was, I help people start online businesses by writing short, easy guides. This sentence is your North Star. I used a physical notebook and a pen. I also used Google Docs because it is free and I could access it from my phone or my old laptop. You do not need special software. The goal is to get your ideas out of your head and onto paper. The main result of this first step was clarity. By the end of the first week, I had picked my skill writing simple guides. I knew exactly who I wanted to help, new online sellers. Now that I knew my skill, it was time to build something. My product had to be small. It had to solve one very specific problem. I decided to make a 10-page guide. I called it, Your First 7 Steps to Start an Online Store. A short product is better. People are busy. They do not want to read a 300-page book. They want a quick win. So I focused on a guide someone could read and use in one afternoon. This made it easier for me to create and easier for the customer to get a result. Quick results build happy customers. The creation process took about 2 weeks. I did not try to do it all in one day. Here was my plan. I outlined 7 short pages, 1 per step. Then I wrote 1 page per day. That made the big task small and manageable. After writing, I needed a cover. I went to Canva. Canva is a free design tool. I used a simple template to make a professional cover in 30 minutes. Total cost, $0. All it took was time and focus. By the end of week 3, I had a finished product ready to sell. Next, I needed a place to sell it. Many people get stuck here. They think they need a fancy, expensive website. You do not. I used Gumroad. It lets you create a simple sales page for free. They only take a small fee when you make a sale. Setting up my page took 1 day. I followed a simple 5-part formula. First, a clear headline. Launch your online store this weekend. Second, a short problem paragraph. Feeling lost and overwhelmed? Third, the solution. This 10-page guide gives you 7 simple steps. Fourth, the price, $9. Fifth, a big, clear buy button. My sales page was live by the end of week 3. I was nervous. What if no one bought it? I had a plan for that, which I will share in the next section. Tools, Google Docs. Tools, Canva. Tools, Gumroad. I also set up PayPal. I also set up Stripe. It was straightforward. 2 days later, an email. You've made a sale. I had made my first $9 online. It was the best feeling in the world. Making that first sale was incredible. But one sale is not a business. I needed a way to get more people to my sales page. My strategy was simple. Give free value first. I went back to that Facebook group of new online sellers. For 2 weeks, I did not try to sell anything at all. Instead, I focused only on helping people. When someone asked a question that I could answer, I would write a detailed, helpful comment. I shared small tips and tricks from my own experience. My goal was to become a known, trusted face in the community. I made a rule to post one helpful tip every other day. These were not long posts. They were short, actionable pieces of advice. I did not mention my guide. I just gave the information away for free. Then, I would spend 20 minutes each day replying to questions. People started to recognize my name. After about a week of pure helping, I started to mention my guide in a soft, non-pushy way and share the Gumroad link. Because I had built trust, people were happy to click. Sales started to come in consistently. 5 sales the first week, $45, 8 the next, $72. I was a helpful member of the community. That trust is the most valuable currency you can have online. This slow, steady approach built the foundation for my first $1,000 in sales. As the sales started coming in, I got excited. Maybe a little too excited. I thought, if one product is making money, 3 products will make 3 times the money. This was a huge mistake. I immediately started working on 2 new guides. I tried to do everything all at once. The result was predictable. Everything I did was weak. My new product ideas were not well researched. I was rushing. The quality was low. My promotion for my first guide suffered. I was not posting helpful content as often. My sales, which had been growing steadily, suddenly stopped. For 1 whole week, I made 0 sales. I was working harder than ever, but I was going backward. I had to figure out what went wrong. I had abandoned the core principle, do one thing at a time. I was trying to jump from the 2nd rung to the 10th, and I fell. I made a hard decision. I stopped working on the 2 new products. I deleted the draft files. It felt like a failure, but it was a relief. I decided to go back to what worked. It is better to do one thing perfectly than 3 things poorly. Once I focused on my single product and 1 Facebook group, the results returned. After recovering from my big mistake, I was ready to grow, but smartly. The next step was to create a system that could bring in sales without me being in groups all day. A funnel is just a path you guide people down. First, I would offer a free checklist in exchange for an email address. It was called the 5-Minute Store Setup Checklist. It was a perfect freebie for my audience. To build my email list, I used MailChimp. They have a free plan to start. I created a simple sign-up form, put the link in my profiles, and mentioned it in helpful posts. In 2 months, I had collected 600 email addresses. This was a huge asset. I sent 1 email per week with a valuable tip and a link to my $9 guide. Email sales were steady and cheap. I tested a small ad, $50 on Facebook, targeting members of groups for new online sellers. Ad copy: need the first 7 steps to launch your store? Get my simple guide. The $50 ad brought in 12 sales, $108. I more than doubled my money. I reached out to a Facebook group admin, offered a partnership, and paid a percentage of sales. That brought a new wave of customers. People wanted personal help. I added a 30-minute coaching call for $99, bookings via Calendly, calls on Zoom. Over 2 months, I sold about 30 calls, nearly $3,000. We have walked through the entire journey. We started with nothing but a skill. We found a small group of people to help. We built a tiny product and a simple store. We gave away free value to build trust. We built simple systems and scaled our income to $10,000. It took me 6 months of steady, focused work. It was not an overnight success. It was a step-by-step climb. This is a real, repeatable plan you can start today. You do not need to be an expert. Let's quickly review the weekly plan you can copy. The most important tool is your mindset. You must do one thing at a time. Aim for small wins every day. Take one small action right now. Open a notebook or a new document. Write down one skill you have, just one. That is the first step on your own ladder. You do not have to see the whole staircase. Just focus on the very first step. Your first $100, your first $1,000, your first $10,000. The path is right here in front of you. All you have to do is start climbing.